Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Frozen Fortunes. Now, as I said in one of the videos from last season, I'm going to start showing different screens at the start of episodes to hide things that have happened, essentially. Now, I was going to show the squad screen for this one, but unfortunately it reveals the Europa League draw we had in the top corner, and we want to come onto that immediately without, not immediately, without it being given away straight away, basically. Before we get into any of that, though, we have had two fixtures over this period, at home against Silkeborg and away against one of the better sides, Midtjylland. So let's see how we got on in those two fixtures. Now, I actually brought in Alan Franson on a trial. He's just left, but I promise I will show you him. I had to cut it out the last video to save some time. We will get onto that. Also, Kasper Nielsen, remember him? Kasper, the friendly centre-back, is back on loan from Aalborg for the season. He's a solid player. He's probably like going to be a backup defender for us this year, but I felt it was worth getting him in anyway. Anyway, against Silkeborg, we were, I think, good value. They had some chances late on in this game where they got their goal from. The first half, they were really quite decent. But we changed some stuff in the second half, pushed forward a little bit more, closed down a little bit less, kind of like we did last season for them. And Mariano Bravo gave us the lead on 83 minutes with the assist from Ersan Bayram. I'm sorry, I was saying it wrong. Apparently it's Bayram. And then he got himself one immediately after that with the assist, I think from Zahidi, but putting us 2-0 up and the game out of sight. Annoyingly, we couldn't get a clean sheet. Thomas Oostenschaer's late goal, long-range strike saved by Castaneda. The follow-up was then saved by Castaneda, but unfortunately on the third follow-up, Oostenschaer was able to put it in and make it 2-1, but it's still the win, and that's really what matters here. Aldo Saifi, though, did make a lot of mistakes in this game, and I'm starting to wonder if he might be up for the drop, because I see them doing this quite a lot, and I think we've got other players waiting in the wings. Just because he's got that good personality doesn't mean he's going to be a first-choice starter if he does keep making these errors. And then we played against Midtjylland and had a bloody lovely time. And by that, I don't mean the result. I just mean that the game must have been one hell of a match to watch for the neutrals. First half, we were very, very poor. We went 3-0 down after 23 minutes, got in a half-time, and I had to do something. We changed some stuff around, got two very quick goals from Bayram to bring it back to 3-2. But then, as you can see here, they got goals in the 74th, 75th, and 75th minute of this game. 3 goals in 2 minutes. It just blew us out the water. And the last one from Michael Jensen, I think it was the last one. No, it was actually the first one. From Michael Jensen was unbelievable. Corner to the edge of the box, full volley, bang, top corner. And then they just hit us twice more. But luckily, Zahidi and Bayram got us goals back. So 6-4. Nice, easy game. In all honesty, I feel like we could have maybe had more goals in this game. We created 7 clear-cut opportunities, really just lobbing everything at it. Bayram was man of the match as well. He's got 4 goals so far for us this year. Some assists. Svenningsson got 3 assists in this game. Lovely stuff. Moskuta was the only player that really underperformed. We completed a lot of crosses, but Moskuta didn't. It was really strange. And that brings us to today in the Europa League. I didn't really know how to break this. I could have done the draw, but the problem with that is because we were in the early stages, there would have been so many teams, it would have just been a bit pointless. Maybe at a later stage, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're playing against Rangers of Scotland in the Europa League. It's not the best tie that we could have had. There are some other sides that we could have got drawn against that would have been a much, much easier, I think. And certainly not the worst. Like, we could have ended up playing Hoffenheim for crying out loud. But Rangers come into this having been knocked out of the Champions League qualifiers or something. So that's why we're playing against them. And I don't know. They've come second in Scotland. Celtic have won the league every single season since we started this save. No real surprises there. But Rangers have certainly come second a few times as well. So we're going to have to see how we do against them today. It's going to be very, very interesting. That is for sure. Now, this is Alan Franson. And as you can see, his sort of development has been massively stifled by joining Lyngby, who he never made a single appearance for. 13 games for Frem, 3 goals. 18 games for Stjarnan, 3 goals. He was just never the same. And we're not going to sign him up either because he wants way more. He actually wants like 600 around. I'm not going to give £600 for a player that isn't going to actually play for us. When you look at his value, he's the 11th best striker on our team. It's unfortunate, but that's what you get when you leave, unfortunately, Alan. I wish you well, but unfortunately not for us. Kind of also wanted to take a moment to show you the leading transfers for the entire period of this save, because when I looked at it, although we're going to have to reverse this around, you'll notice that Kylian Mbappe is both the first and second highest transfers in this save. So he moved from Monaco to PSG for 160 million and then left PSG to Manchester City for 164 million 4 years later. That's ridiculous. Are there any surprises in here? Garmendia's left Villarreal to Man United for £92 million. Strakosha's joined Napoli from Lazio. That's a lot of money. I just look for interesting sides in here. So Thamala is a German guy that's joined Manchester United. Troyes have sold a player to Monaco for 72 million. Zakaria, that is too many vowels in one word together. Jaorni. Yeah, him. He's Belgian. Regens, of course. But yeah, no real surprises there, though, I would say, though. Just wanted to show you this, guys, because I figured you'd be interested, particularly with the Kylian Mbappe thing. Now, a weird quirk that I keep seeing, and I think there might be something wrong here, I'm sure I'm doing something wrong, is that we keep getting scout reports, and when I go to keep scouting, it keeps popping up with a thing saying that it's going to cost us loads of money, even though they're within our scouting range. And it says that. It says, even though they're within the scouting range, this will still cost you loads of extra money, essentially. Why? I can't scout any players without that popping up. Is that because our scouting budget's run out? But I thought the whole point of the scouting budget was for the packages and not for just scouting players within your scouting range. Or do we have to pay for everything now? And is this going to get very frustrating for me? It's very, very strange. Like, as an example here, Oliver Cleaton, if I click keep scouting, it pops up with this. Despite this assessment being within the scouting range, there will still be a cost to our club's finances. This wasn't popping up before. Is that because I have adjusted the scouting budget, maybe? But I can't... Let's dump a little bit in there. Will it let me do it now? No. I don't understand why it keeps asking me that when these are players from Denmark. Why is it asking me to pay to scout them? Right, so lineup for today's game against Rangers. Obviously, tactically, we're going to go with the same, as you would do. Now, you might notice Castaneda is unavailable for this game. That's because when I was doing the squad selection for the Europa League, I just hit auto because I figured it would just pick our best players. It decided not to. As a result, thankfully, we do have another goalkeeper I brought in called Nicholas Ostergaard, who actually isn't that bad, to be honest. He's a fairly solid keeper, so he'll do fine. I'm actually wondering whether to play him or Castaneda in general. So he'll start today's game. Don't you worry about that. It's just really strange that it didn't do that. I think it's also because of the rules regarding what players can play and all that nonsense. That might have been another issue for us because he might not have been at the club long enough to play, essentially. There was also one more signing that came, and there's this guy, Claudio Rivera, fairly determined player with that 13 heading, 10 marking, but also the 15 tackling. I was determined to get this guy on a contract, about as determined as he is, to be honest, because I figured he's a very, very solid looking player that could definitely be worth something in future for us. Not only that, but he's on a 5-year deal with a 3-year extension. So essentially an 8-year contract with us, which is not too bad. So we've certainly got him secured for a little while anyway. I figured it was worth bringing him in just for more backup in the defensive areas. So for today's game, obviously the strike force, that writes itself. Bayram, Bravo, Svenningsson. Svenny was excellent in the last game from an assisting point of view. Hasn't been quite so good at scoring the goals yet, but we'll give him a chance. In the middle, Shishi and Kovalchik, because of course Santos is still injured. Rogers Jr. and Moscuza on the wings, no problem. Lever on the left, Augustin in the middle, and I played Nielsen on the right in the last game. It wasn't amazing. Maybe we'll try Rivera today in this role. Give him a little run out. He's got great tackling, and I want to see if he can put that to good use today, basically. I've dropped Safey because he was putting in poor performances, and I don't care what his personality says. If a player isn't performing, they need to be dropped. Lever hasn't been stunning either, but not to Safey levels. On the bench, Casper Holt, greyed out player, unfortunately. Pat Curtin, Safey, Gardner, Ruddy, Gardner. We've got Gardner and Garner, and of course Radakovic on the bench. Is Zahidi not in the squad, maybe? No, he is in the squad. In that case, he's definitely coming on the bench instead of Radakovic. I prefer Zahidi at the moment. He's got that extra pace that we need. So during that loading screen, I legitimately just spilled my drink all down my chest. So that's good. I'm now wet. I'm wet before the game's even started. That's how I know it's going to be good. Right. So this guy, this is Simon Tubek. He's the guy that went from SBO to Chelsea for like 6 million quid. He's now on loan at Rangers. Anyone else we recognise? You guys be able to tell me. James Tavernier, definitely. Is that Ryan? No. Why would it be Ryan? Isn't this the guy that used to play for Cheltenham that's also Finnish? Am I just an idiot? No. Yes, I am definitely an idiot. For some reason, I thought he was Finnish. Why would I think he was Finnish? Anyway, so question of the day. And today's question is this, since I actually forgot to make a note of one from my big list and I can't scroll up at the moment. Best assister that you've ever had on your team. Like, what's the most amount of assists you've had one of your players get in a single season? A lot of the Rangers players are not great for squad fitness in some areas, which is interesting. They've also got poor morale. But yeah, best assisting player. I honestly can't think, but I think Baltam there was another guy we had. A right-hand-sided winger, played for Pompey. I can't remember his name, but he was just a monster with the assists. Kovalchik, he'll probably shoot from range. Yeah, he likes to do that. But yeah, your best assister. Let me know in the comments. And if you have any ideas for a question today, drop those in the comments too with the hashtag QOTD. The home leg, the thing about the way we play that I quite like is the fact that we often score in games. And I do think that's going to potentially help us out quite a lot in European ties, particularly as away goals could come into things. And we generally score a lot of them. That's just the way it goes. We got 4 goals away at Midtjylland in the last game. Rogers Jr., Shishi. Oh, Kovalchik's on the edge. He'll probably shoot again, though. That's the issue. Svenningsson! Oh! Shishi! Juan Shishi scores. It's B67 1. Rangers of Scotland. I don't know why I say it like that. Rangers 0. We're actually ahead in the Europa League. This is amazing. Of all people to score the first goal for us in European competition, if you'd have asked me last season who it was going to be, I would never have said it would be Juan Shishi of all people. Svenningson's shot off the post, and Juan Shishi puts it in the back of the net for 1-0 B67 right then. That is the perfect start to this game, in all honesty. I don't think I could have asked for a better start. Let's see if our defenders can do a job for us today. It's unlikely we'll keep a clean sheet. It's just the way this game is. But I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet against us at Ibrox either. Seems unlikely. Kovalchik, ball in. Lever's header. Oh my goodness, it's 2-0. Christian Lever now with his first goal for the club. Pavel Kovalchik with the cross. I'm amazed. I am amazed. We don't normally score these types of goals. Kovalchik just whips it in. Christian Lever rising highest and justifying his position in the team. It's 2-0. Also, I noticed that pops up way too much. We had a game where we had like 52% possession with the other team, and it kept telling me that they were dominating the game on possession. I'm like, you haven't seen nothing yet. Svenningson's through. Oh, Jonas Svenningsson should have made it 3-0 to B67. This is amazing. We really should be 3-0 up. We're defending well, which is so weird to even say that. Bravo brings it away. Bayram takes it down. He's through, you know. Bayram's in. Oh, it's in off the post. B67 3, Rangers 0. Ursam Bayram with the goal. Bravo with a brilliant pass. I did not expect him to try and lob this from here, but he does. That is a gorgeous crossfield pass. I don't know what the defenders are doing here. They kind of just let Bayram go through, and he's just whacked it in off the post. 3-0. Incredible stuff. This game is not done yet, of course, but what a start we've had here. Tavernier. Jack. Tubek. Oh dear. And Moscoots is about to get red carded here as well. He's amazingly not been sent off for that. That's a clear denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. Not only that, but Moscoots was already on a yellow card. Tavernier steps up for Rangers and puts it in the back of the net. It's 3-1. Rangers get their away goal from the penalty spot. Bit annoying. I'm tempted to actually close down less now. I noticed they were passing the ball around a little bit too much, and maybe we should just let them do that and not get drawn out. We'll see. We'll assess at halftime, see what their shape's looking like. But they are playing a 4-4-2, so maybe we won't. Wow, half-time, and it's 3-1 to B67. I'm truly amazed. I'm also very, very surprised that Moscoots wasn't sent off for that. Really, he should have been. And that's a bit of a let-off for us, really. I do wonder what to do in this second half, though. My assistant is telling me to try and retain possession, but we can't do that, because if we do that, it turns off all of these instructions. And I don't want that. Go route 1 is what we do. However, I am thinking about just closing down a tad less, but upping the tempo slightly. Because I noticed they were starting to pass the ball around us quite a lot, and it was because we were getting pulled out of position. And in games like that, that's where I tend to make that change. Hopefully we'll be fine. Moscoots is a bit of a worry for me, though. The only thing we really know how to do with this team is to attack, and I don't think that us trying to defend this lead is going to leave us in any good situations. I think that the best approach here is to try and get a 4th goal and a 5th goal, rather than, you know, they're going to have to push, but if we keep pushing, they'll struggle. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Right, changes. Not lots really happened in this second half yet. Moscoots has had a poor game, as we know, but the other defenders are solid. The wingbacks have been the one weak point in this team. I actually wonder if maybe dropping them back to support and putting them on cross less might do them a bit better. Get them caught up with the pitch a bit less as well. I'm going to get Zahidi on to stretch some tired legs. And we're also going to get... All of our centre-backs have been extraordinarily good today so far. I'm also tempted to maybe put Gardner in through the middle. And maybe just leave it at that for now. I feel like we're good value for the lead. I feel like we deserve to be in the position that we're in this game. We've played well enough to deserve it. We do need to be careful here, though. There we go, Kovalchik. Augustin over the top. Bayram's through. Gardner's in, and Gardner has missed. I don't know how he wasn't offside there, but apparently he wasn't. Gardner, round the side. Oh, wow. Tuffy. Moscutsa, back post. Bayram. Oh, it's in. It's 4-1 to B67. Ursam Bayram with the goal. Moscutsa with the assist from deep. And that has surely killed this game, and potentially the tie with it. When they got that penalty to come back into the game, I was getting a bit worried, but we've actually been really solid in the second half. What a ball from Moscutsa. Brilliant header from Bayram, and it's terrible goalkeeping from West Fotheringham, but it is 4-1 to B67 against Rangers of all people. This is amazing. Any Celtic fans watching probably enjoying this quite heavily. Divine. If we win this 4-1, I would be very surprised if we managed to muck it up in the second leg, to be honest. 4-2, there's always a hope. I say hope for them of that happening, but at 4-1, I think it's pretty good for us. Gardner, surely not. Surely not. Bayram, Zahidi, and it's round the post, but it could well have been 5 there. This is about the performance. This is about as good a performance as I could have hoped for from us. Bayram round the side. He's in. Can he pick a pass out? He's found Zahidi at the back post. It's ricocheted. That was barely even going out for a corner, I don't think. Honestly, the players tonight have really turned up when it mattered. And we seem to have a team full of players that are actually capable of doing that in big games. We tend to win big games. Sometimes it's the smaller ones we struggle in a bit more. Rogers Jr., Byram, Shishi, looking out wide for Zahidi, who might have the pace to get there. It's a penalty somehow. This is a penalty. I don't know how, but this is apparently a penalty. And, well, if Ursam Byram puts this away, and he has, it's 5-1. B67 5, Rangers 1. Surely this tie is absolutely dead on arrival now in Scotland. What a performance from him. Goalkeeper, don't know what he's playing at. He's had a woeful day, and we're 5-1 up against Rangers. And that will do it. B67 5, Rangers 1. Pretty much the perfect performance here. The hat-trick from Byram, goals from Shishi and Lever. Only really the penalty was we could have had this 5-0 really if Moskuta hadn't been a silly Billy. That, incredible. The second leg is basically obsolete. I don't see us losing 4-0 at Ibrox, but you never know. So I probably jinxed it now with that. Let's go straight to the match screen for the game against Rangers, and we'll tell you what happened in the Vela game in between. So we just had a very annoying game against Vela. I think we should have won this one. We had our chances. Bravo's penalty gave us the lead. That was fine, but we missed so many good chances. Svenningsson came off the bench and missed like 3 one-on-ones. He's really starting to worry me with that kind of nonsense now. We did rest a few players, particularly the defenders for this game, so that might explain it. But conceding that goal late on to Simon Kroon was very annoying. I feel like we should have won this game, but they had chances in this themselves. I just think that we played well enough in places to get the win, and the luck's just not been with us so far this season, really. Against Norgeland or Midtjylland, or in this game, really. We should have got more points, but that's just how it is. We're concentrating on the Europa League for now. Hopefully we can get through. Now, obviously, lineup changes are going to be needed for today's game. I am going to start Svenningsson for this one, because he played well in the Europa League. Jurkovic literally cannot play in this one, so Kowalczyk will come back in. On this right-hand side, we're going to have... Who did we have? Did we start with I think we started with Rivera, didn't we? Or was he in the middle? I actually can't remember. We'll go with Curtin in there and Lever on the left. Was it Lever on the left? Curtin's left-footed, isn't he? Rivera's very right-footed, if I recall. We'll go with that for now. See how we do. I think that's a fairly solid backline. 3 defenders that are performing fairly well for us so far. Moskuta and Carl Rogers Jr. are a little bit on the knackered side, although they have still managed to recover fairly well. So, yeah, that's what we're going to go for today. On the bench, Holt, Safi, Augustin, Gardner, Radakovic, and Zahidi. See if he can pull some trees up coming off the bench. I think for today, it's a case of just go and get an away goal. I think we'll be all right, but you just don't know in these things, you know? We just kind of need to go out there and play in this game, and we're playing at Ibrox, which is pretty damn cool. I mean, I'm not expecting us to come here and win. I don't think that's what's going to happen. As long as we don't come here and lose 4-0, that's all that really has to happen. I feel like we're good enough to score a goal in this game. It's as simple as that, really. I think we're good enough to get the away goal that we need, and then the rest of it's going to be just a kind of... I think they might even win on the night, but it won't matter so much after that. McDonald, out wide. Look at this. They're already looking much pacier than they were before. He's the man that's really been getting goals for us lately. I figured he was going to get us something there. Shishi, bravo. Svenningsson, bravo. Oh, that is going to be offside. Some absolutely lovely tiki-taka in the Rangers penalty area there. Perhaps a little unnecessary. Svenningsson's into space, pulls it across. Byram, no. Shishi, over the crossbar. We have started this game amazingly strongly. Very nice to see. Where's Fotheringham? Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Cue the segment. What the f was that? I cannot believe that's actually just happened. I wasn't commentating because I was expecting to clear this long, and Fotheringham's just walked this out of his own situation here. Bravo's gone and closed him down, and Fotheringham's just kicked it at his head, and it's ricocheted off of him and into the net. That's 6-1 on aggregate to B67, and surely we're into the next round of the Europa League. This is incredible. Fotheringham this time does clear it without hitting one of our players in the face. Always a step in the right direction for him. Mibude over on the side. Crooks, McDonald. That deeper striker certainly is actually working quite nicely for them in places. Holt goes round his man. Tubek, saved by Østegård. He's actually been pretty good in the few games he's played for us. I've been impressed. Moskuta looking over the top for Svenningsson. It's in again. Can he square it this time? Bravo! It's 2-0 and we lead 2-0 up Ibrox, and it's 7-1 on aggregate. I am amazed at how well we've played in this game. This is truly special. Lovely stuff all round, basically. I can't believe this. Kowalczyk just drops this off. They really are having a bloody lovely time. Svenningsson in, takes an extra touch to find the angle, pulls it across. Bravo, second goal of the game. It's nice to see him getting a couple of goals today. Bayram has kind of been the guy that's done it for us so far. I mean, there you have it. 2-0 at half-time, 7-1 on aggregate, game, set, match. We are good to go. Second half, we're going to do what I thought, though. I'm astonished that we've actually come here on a 2-0 up. Okay, the first goal was just mental luck on our part. But the second one was just well-worked play. We've been the better side in this game as well. Didn't expect this, in all honesty. I figured that the home game was a bit of a blip, but maybe I'm underestimating how good we actually are at times. We need to start playing like this in the league a little bit more, is all I will say to that. Oh, good lord. Halt. Here we go. Kowalczyk looking up long for Svenningsson, who's actually won the ball. Byram's through, brings it down, he's in! It's 3-0 to B67, 8-1 on aggregate, and this is incredible. Byram's got that shoots with power trait, and you just saw it right there. And I think Mariano Bravo has now got that as well. This is lovely work over the top from Svenningsson, puts his defender off, glides one across the pitch for Bayram, takes a touch. Oh, he even did a little jump in the middle of it. That was amazing. 3-0 on the night, 8-1 on aggregate. I mean, incredible stuff. We've got a game against Lyngby in the league coming up soon, and I kind of want to rest players for that game because I think it's going to be quite important. So Zahidi's going to come on for Bayram on this side because he's left-footed. Bravo in the middle will get Radakovic on for, and I'm also going to bring in Augustin for Claudio Rivera on that wing as well, just to rest a couple of these guys because, you know, Bravo and Bayram are going to need to play in that game against Lyngby. Svenningsson I'm still not entirely sure about yet. So, yeah. Well, that will probably do it. There's basically been nothing happening in this second period at all. But there we go. 3-0 win at Ibrox, 8-1 on aggregate. Just the perfect performance yet again. This game, we didn't even play that well, and we've won 3-0 in this game. That is very, very impressive. Svenningsson was actually man of the match in this game too, so fair play to him. He's getting assists. He's still not actually scored a goal this season, I don't think, so that's a slight problem. But the draw is the day after, so we can actually watch it. Right then, here is the draw for the fourth qualifying round of the Europa League. Quite a lot of games, so we're not actually going to sit and watch every single one because that would take forever, but we can have a little look. Also, we got 90 grand for winning in the last tie, which is not a bad bit of extra prize money for us, to be honest. So, I don't know who we end up playing against. Possibly one of the seeded teams, and if that's the case, I think we're going to struggle. Because here we are, we're Group 1 unseeded teams, so I think we get to play against one of these guys. It's going to be tough, no matter who we get. I honestly don't care who we get if it is one of these teams, because it's going to be tough. Right, here we go. And we are going to be playing against Braga. Sporting Braga. I think it's Sporting Braga. I don't know. Starting away from home as well. In the cool stadium, though. One of my favourite stadiums. Isn't it the Stadio Municipal de... I don't know. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. I want to quickly show you the league table as well, because I forgot to do that. So here's how things look at the moment. We've got 4 points from 4 games. It's not great. It's not ideal, I grant you. But I do think we can pick things up. I think the Europa League is a bit of a distraction for us at the moment. We might have to have a better second half of the season than the first half, particularly as we've got the added distraction. I don't think we're going to get past Braga in the next games. But that's going to be the next episode. Do not worry about that. So, next episode is going to be the 2 ties against Braga, or the 2 games. So we've got a game off camera against Lyngby at home, which hopefully we can win, but that's going to be tough. They're a good side. In between the Braga games is a game away at FC Copenhagen. I will rest my entire squad for that, because we know we're going to lose that game. It's very unlikely to get anything there, whereas you never know what we could do against Braga. There's a real big chance of us maybe pulling off a huge upset, but you just never know. We've won European games today and scored 8 goals. I hope you guys are happy with that. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this episode and us beating Rangers 8-1, then do drop a like on the video. That's amazing. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next episode for a double header against Braga. And then, you know, once we get knocked out, the season will speed up a lot. I just wanted to kind of concentrate on this stuff for now because it's kind of fun to do new things. See you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.